big Rakuten bonuses, Mark's retention offers, what he signed up for, and why American Airlines is giving 25,000 AAdvantage miles to a lot of people, and maybe they don't want to.
Yeah, this has got to be costing them millions of miles, and all from a coding error.
So let's talk about it. So happy Thursday, Mark. I hope everything is going well. We got a lot of credit card news in this show, so a lot to talk about with your new signups, your retention offers, Rakuten, what's going on over there with card offers and how people can juice up with the Bilt points and all of that. But we should probably start by talking about the crazy AA promo, unless you have something else exciting to start with.
No, this kind of caught on yesterday into yesterday evening, and AA switched to this weird system a couple years ago where you have a AA business account that's separate from your personal account, and you have to set all that up, and then you can earn miles to it, and you transfer those to your personal account if you want to. And this is how, if you earn any miles from their business card, it goes into this account, and then you have to move it. It's annoying. It's stupid. I don't get why they did it. The one cool feature of it is that you can transfer them for free to 5 people if you add them as employees. So like if my wife has miles in her account, she can transfer it to my account and there's no charge. So that's kind of like the nice perk of it. But they run these promos that sometimes if you sign up for a new business account and you put in this promo, you get like a welcome bonus type of thing. But somehow you can go into an account that's already existing and just go into settings and then add the promo and resave it, and it adds 25,000 miles to your account instantly. Some are only able to get 10,000 miles to work, but I don't get why this is even possible. Hey, I'm not complaining unless this is just like it's a trap, your favorite meme or GIF or whatever of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably just a coding error. So just to back up, to get a business account, if you don't have the credit card, you need 5 employees and spend $5,000 a year. That's what they want. And they claim in order to get this, you would need that. But people with the business credit card are sort of exempt from that. So I guess if you're being new and all that, you could get this. But yeah, it is crazy that people who have had business accounts forever can just put the code and get it. It just seems like a mistake. Do you think they're going to claw these back? That's the big question if they discover this. Because, I mean, you can't think that they would want to be able to do this. So I have to think it's an unintended consequence. And with AA, I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth on whether I think they're going to claw it back.
Yeah, the question is, because they have this all set up wonky, can they, if you transfer the miles out, can they claw it back? Is that like possible? Or I guess they can just go into your personal account and do like an adjustment, goodwill reversal or something like that. But I mean, my wife, I closed her business card like a month ago. And so she got the 25,000 miles, but they're trapped in there until she either gets another business card from them or until we spend this $5,000, which we're not going to do. And I don't know if there's like an expiration policy on these. I don't think that there is. So I think they'll just chill there. I could see them taking those back, but the ones that went into my account, I could transfer right away because I still have the business card. Thank you to the retention offer that we're going to talk about in a minute. So I lucked out there. Otherwise, it would have been double whammied, screwed. So you might want to even do it even if you don't have a business account. Let them, if you're going to sign up for the business card at some point in the future, and just let them chill there until it's time. The question is, does this have negative effects to our accounts? Who knows? There's so many people doing it, and it's gone so like wide. Doctor of Credit, Frequent Miler, View from the Wing, Facebook groups, private groups, all this stuff. It's shared everywhere. There's got to be thousands, tens of thousands of people that have done this now. I don't know how they haven't caught on to it, one. And two, I don't know that they can just be like, the blowback would be massive if they do something super over the top with this.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the internet these days. Things go viral. We've seen that with like food hacks and stuff like that end kind of things that have been going on a long time, other things. And yeah, when it goes wide, you would expect that it has every eyeball in American Airlines headquarters on it, but maybe it's not that easy to fix. I mean, just pull the code, right? You should be able to just delete the code. Maybe this is what they want. I don't know. Maybe this is a whole thing just to get everybody looking at AAdvantage business. But I'm going to say they leave it. I'm going to say they let everybody keep this stuff, keep the miles, and
maybe if it was 2,500, I could see them being like, go for it. 25,000. That we're talking, $350, something like that. It's not cheap to them. I mean, it's all funny money because it's their own currency. But I guess the other way to look at this is we had the business accounts. So if we would have just signed up for it, we would have gotten it. And I think they have to be somewhat targeted because some people are only able to get the 10K offer. Some are able to get the 25K offer. So the fact that it works means that maybe it was intended for our accounts. We just didn't know the code or add it. I don't know, but yeah, hopefully they just do, hey, goodwill, thank you, we love you, American Airlines, which they never do. So we'll have to see.
So let's move on, Mark. Talk about your retention offers. Getting retention offers one of the best ways to juice up your earnings in this game. One that's often overlooked by people. I think most people they're aware of retention offers, right? You call your cable company, you're trying to cancel something, they try to get you to stay, they discount something for a period of time. But in the credit card game, you don't always have to have the intention of canceling. Sometimes you can just check to see, and sometimes you really do want to cancel if they don't give it to you. But I know you got 3 offers here, right? You guys see Surpass, Advantage Biz, as you talked about, and then the Advantage Executive. So let's talk. Let's start with Amex and the Surpass.
Yeah, and this is something you can do at any time. Usually you want to wait at least a year because you got the welcome offer attached, likely. And then after the annual fee post, you can ask about it if there's any retention offers. But once that's gone, you can do it anytime during the if there's nothing then, but you want to keep the card, 6 months later, try it. 12 months later, just do it whenever. Citi is famous for just calling in and say, let's run through all my cards and see what we have. I know you've done that a lot in the past. So it's worth the time. Amex, you can do it via chat, which makes it easy if you have a spouse or significant other that hates doing this stuff. You can just log into their account, which is what I did for my wife's Surpass. And I've talked about how I have 6 of them between the two of us. And I like that to get the free night search through the spend and the $50 credits I use. I'm getting kind of worn out on it solely because it's a lot of spend to throw at it. Some other avenues of increased spending have dried up. So I got to be more judicious with where I put it. And I'm using up a lot of Amex credit card slots. You're only allowed 5 of that type of credit card. So I really was going to close this. I already earned the 15K free night cert this year, but I was like, hey, if you give me 30K or something like that, then I'll probably keep it open. And I reached out. I did get an offer for a whopping 6,000 Hilton Honors points after $1,000 in spend.
Hey, that's
It's
that's
25
6x,
bucks.
Mark. It's 6x, even though they're not really worth 1x each. I mean, yeah, that's basically the minimum like that they could do, right? At that point, like it's not enough for a room. What does 6,000 points get you at Hilton these days?
Nothing. I mean, like literally nothing. It's just great. Like I think I would thought 10,000 was what you used to see was the minimum on the Aspire card, which is a much better card, long term. Like perks offset the annual fee, all that type of stuff at a higher rate. So you would think that this would be in like the 20K range. That's kind of where I was thinking, 15K at a minimum. I don't really know the 6X. Now, if this was one of the cards I was going to keep, then I probably would have taken it, especially if I had not done the 15K and free night spend. I'd say, all right, I'll keep that. Just roll another 6,000 on top of the points I'm going to earn on my way to getting that 15K free night cert. But we have heard from people that Amex has been a little stingy on retention offers lately. Like they're not giving the big ones anymore. They're not giving great ones, and that's kind of surprising. They've always been one of the better banks for that, and it's just like 20,000 points doesn't cost you a lot, like under $100. That's worth it to keep. How much do you spend trying to get a new person to replace that card? And a card that has gotten at least 15K and spend on it every year for several years. It just seems like they're not thinking business sense here. That's cheap acquisition to keep a card holder.
I've been waiting, we've talked about technology forever, but I have been waiting for a time where the banks start to really use their data to identify you as a customer. And I don't know, maybe this is the time that it's finally happening. They obviously have the data for your accounts, but they're not just based on my understanding, it's not like a deep level understanding. You kind of fall into different buckets, and that's how they determine how they put an offer forth towards you. But maybe we're getting into the point where they do know the totality of your account and your value in a better way than they did 5 or 10 years ago. And we're going to see, hey, let's give this guy 25 bucks worth of points. That's worth it to us, but not anything beyond that. And maybe they have a better understanding of your value as a customer. Or maybe times are just tough, Mark, and we got to cut back.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. I do think that they'll still give outsized value for certain cards. I'm sure they have quotas and everything like that, and if it's dipping, then they'll give better offers. Maybe they have enough Surpass card holders that they're not too worried about, or maybe Hilton's not that great for their portfolio. But I've gotten some pretty decent offers on them in the past, and a lot of times I've gotten nothing. And I haven't asked for it the last couple years because I was just spending, and shame on me, I should have. Because if I would have gotten 6,000 points a year ago, that would have been great because I planned on keeping it. But it just goes to show it's always worth asking. It's even worth asking on no annual fee cards, which doesn't make sense. It kind of defies logic, but people have gotten them on the Blue Business Plus, the Blue Business Cash, no fee Hilton, things like that. There have been offers on them. So even if you've had this no fee card for years and years, be like, hey, I'm thinking about closing this. What are there any offers on my account, and see what they say.
So how did the retention go with the Citi AA cards?
Yeah, so the business one I had also planned to close because some things have changed on how you can make payments there and kind of earn extra things. So I was like, all right, this isn't that useful to me. I'm over with the AA status hamster wheel. I'm ready to move on. I got what I needed for next year already. The annual fee posted, and they were like, all right, what if you spend $99? We'll give you a $99 credit. And I was like, okay, that's like, I'll keep it just in case. You never know. I already closed my wife's one. I'm like, I don't know if I'll need another avenue for AA miles right now. City thank you points is kind of the way that we're earning those, but this could come in handy at some point. So okay, I'll do that. No fee, basically for a year. We'll punt it for another year. Hey, that turned it into a 25K retention offer when it was all said and done, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to move those miles from the promo that's going on right now.
Yeah, sometimes the unintended consequences or benefits are the best. And as you said, if they don't claw those back, that is essentially the retention offer, or at least because you would have been able to do what your wife did, have them stuck there. Now they're not. What about on the executive card?
Yeah, they didn't even ask any questions. They just said, "Okay, let's go ahead with this." No attempt to save it at all for their most expensive card.
I wonder with Citi, because in the past you definitely used to have more generous offers on the kind of Citi branded cards compared to the co-branded cards. That sort of makes sense. But I also, I seem to remember this. If people out there, maybe I'm making this up, but it seems like in the prestige days, like the old days, like those more expensive cards got worse offers too. Maybe this is just a Citi thing. I don't know.
But with that card, it's kind of surprising because I'm guessing they have to buy the lounge access or whatever. And but the card perks aren't that great. Like I use the $10 Grubhub monthly credit, so I'm paying, $500-600, and I'm getting $100-ish back and that fee. So everything else is basically access to the club. I have to assume they're getting like half off or a discount. So why wouldn't you just be like, all right, how about $200 off? I probably would have considered it because my family, we've talked about, really has enjoyed going to those lounges. We've been flying AA a lot more often. At a $200 discount, I probably would have said, okay, let's roll it another year. They're going to spend way more than $200 to get that next person.
Yeah, I want the economics are strange, but you win some, you lose some. Was that a card? Are you sad to see it go?
I mean, next time we have a layover, or we get
They're gonna
where
be
we
like,
fly to
"Dad, why are you so cheap?"
where we fly to Bermuda and then turn around and then have to sit at the airport for 6 hours to get on the next flight. Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Well, what doesn't suck is when a credit card just gives you a credit out of nowhere. And that's what American Express did recently. They ended their Saks credit at the end of June. Of course, Saks not doing so well financially. That probably has something to do with it. But that was like an OG credit. It had been going on for so long with the Platinum card that I imagine a lot of cardholders didn't know that it went away, weren't paying attention, still doing it. And all that to say that American Express is just randomly giving people $50 Saks credits, right? Like even people who didn't, it's not like people who use their card right now at Saks, right? Just giving people credits.
Yeah, I don't know what the rhyme or reason is here, who they're giving it to, who they're not. Some people said it was like a card they recently signed up for. I said we're going to talk about one I signed up for, the Charles Schwab Platinum, a couple weeks ago, but I did use the credit. So I don't know if I hadn't used the credit, would I have gotten $50? I would have rather had $50 than what I ordered from Saks, but hey, you're going to take what you know you can get, and I'm okay with that. It's just weird one that they're doing this randomly. I would have been cool if they just gave it to everybody because they haven't replaced this yet either. And that kind of is surprising to me that they didn't have something ready to go. So I don't know that they're going to. It seems kind of cheap that they haven't with the annual fee raise that they did, and this was a part of that when they increased it. Like the announcement that it was going away came after that when Saks started having all their troubles. So they owe it to us. We should have all gotten a $50 credit.
It's a bank error in your favor, Mark. This is a bank that does that, though, right? How many times over the years has American Express gone back and like audited their books or something and given people credits? Now, of course, they've taken things away too. They do both sides of that, but it's always nice when it happens. So you just went all the way down the street. You're just like from one side to the extreme that everybody should get the credit.
Yeah, I mean, you got rid of a perk. The next 6 months, we don't have that perk. You haven't replaced it. Now, if they had announced something like somebody suggested it should be like a Walmart $50 credit, which I think would be perfect because they have that stupid Walmart Plus, which makes no sense for a premium card. If you're gonna roll in with Walmart, give us some Walmart funny money or something. But Walmart probably doesn't want to play those games and give it to them half off or more. So they need to figure it out. Give us more Uber credit, whatever it be, make it work. Hopefully it's not Lululemon, or maybe bump it up to $100 Lululemon credit so we can actually get $100 gift cards because of their new stupid rule where you can only get it in chunks of 50.
Yeah, Lululemon, they're being cruel over there at Lululemon. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, the
But yeah,
money's
you
still
can't.
going to end up going to them. You're buying a gift card. That gift card's going to get used in store. I don't understand how it's any different except for they're hoping that you spend above the $100 maybe. It just seems really cheap.
So let's talk Rakuten for a second. Now, we do have a Rakuten referral. People can use it. We'll put our link down below. But there's tons of credit card offers there. We have covered these before on the show, but you can sign up through Rakuten, use it like a portal. You're clicking through to them, and they offer a little bit extra.
Yeah, and some people have been able to get membership rewards to show, others can't. So that's kind of your mileage may vary. But if you have like the Bilt Palladium card and you already have status, or you earn status through spend other ways, then Bilt's probably your selection because you're getting a 1 cent to 1 point, really good rate there. And this you can rack up over 75,000 Bilt points if you grab all of these.
Yeah, so let's go through them. The Bank of America Travel Rewards card. That's a card that I often, if you're a customer, you'll often get increased targeted offers, or we'll see those as well. The Customized Cash, the Strata Premier, the Freedom Unlimited, Ink Business Unlimited, and then the Rakuten card. Some of these cards have referral offers, other kinds of things that you could do too. So kind of pay attention. But this is a kind of a simple way to kind of just get something a little bit extra and take the money from your favorite influencer.
Yeah, that's kind of a key point. A lot of these things aren't covered by a lot of the people that you read and watch and TikToks and all that stuff because they have their own links and they don't want to talk about it. They want to discuss it because if you use this, they're losing out on hundreds of dollars. Which, hey, if they feel okay with that, that's their business and all that. And but a lot of these, like the Bank of America, there's no affiliate program, there's no referrals, so jump on those while you can. Citi, same thing. They kicked most affiliates to the curb years ago. That's why I'm surprised that they added the card to this because they were unwilling to pay for anything. They have a couple like super high users that still have affiliate links, but most people lost them. Chase, another ball game. Like there are affiliate links and people make good money off of that. But there's also personal referrals that are probably better than these Rakuten offers anyway, at least if you're in a two-player system. If you're single, then this is going to be your best option. And then the actual Rakuten card kind of goes under the radar. I think they just increased the 4 times earning from 7,500 to 10,000 a year. So there's 40,000 points, Bilt points, technically you could earn by just shopping on Rakuten. And then the sign up bonus goes from 100 to $200 every so often. It usually only lasts like half a day. So you got to be quick and paying attention to it. We try to add it to the site anytime it comes up, but that's 20,000 Bilt points. So all these things are offering better Bilt sign up bonuses than Bilt's own cards in a way.
Yeah, and Bilt #1 point in the world, according to Mark. So these are highly valuable. Another side way to sort of earn them. Keep your eyes open, everything else. And yeah, those Bilt points, they just keep getting better, right?
Yeah, and how are your ultimate rewards #1 points doing these days?
they're having a moment, Mark. They're having a bit of a moment, but redemption is on the horizon. Redemption is on the horizon. Probably not, but how about we talk applications? You applied for a couple cards. We're going through retention. We're going through new cards. And what new cards did you get here?
Yeah, so because of the Bilt promo, the Rakuten thing, we did both try to sign up for the Bank of America Travel Rewards card. We did this a couple months ago when it was 275 or 300. I think it was when it was 300, and both got denied. Not too surprised. My wife had just gotten that Spirit Airlines card, which still hasn't been switched over and the annual fee refunded. I don't know what's taking them so long, but that's kind of annoying. And I had gotten recent Bank of America cards, so I wasn't too hopeful, but I was like, all right, it's been 2 months. Let's try it again. Let's throw one in there. I was instantly approved with like an 18K limit. So that's cool. I'm going to get the $250 from Bank of America, which goes towards travel or dining. I'll probably use it on dining. And then got the 25,000 built points because it dropped back down to $250. Happy. I was like, all right, let's do my wife. Hers went pending. Not sure. In the past, it was immediate denial. So I'm hopeful that that one goes through. So that'll be the same type of thing. All said and done, 50,000 built points, $500 in dining. Hard to beat for two no fee cards and only 2,000 in spend. And then we talked briefly about me grabbing the Charles Schwab Platinum, and I had a buddy reach out and said, "Hey, I heard it on the show. Like, was there a reason that you grabbed that, or was there a bonus? I'm sure you've had a Platinum in the past 7 years, so you weren't eligible for that type of bonus." And I just signed up for it to be able to cash out points. Cashed out a chunk of points from a Biz Platinum, no lifetime language offer, and then I have a Biz Gold one that should hit sometime this month. That I'll cash out those points too. So normally, I would have waited until December to try to do the triple dip, but with Delta and United dropping off as Amex airline incidental credits, I was like, I'm just going to grab it now when I know Southwest is still working. And then I grabbed it right before the end of the quarter. So we did the Lululemon, we did the Resi, and I valued those more than having an extra $200 credit that I might not be able to use. So I was like, all right, I'll do Southwest now, lock it in. That'll be fine. Because if I wait till December, who knows if they kill it before then?
We know it's all for the Saks credit. Come on now, be honest.
Yeah,
You wanted to do
I
it to
did.
rush and get that last little dopamine hit of Saks goodness there. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good idea just to tell people. We've talked a little bit about this over a few shows about your timing on this and all that, but not necessarily the triple dip. And I do think that the airline incidental credit with the Platinum is something that we're all going to have to reckon with here because there's been multiple different ways. And as you say, Southwest still working, but maybe not a lot of hope for that. And when that credit goes away as being as useful as it has, that might change a lot of value propositions for people as well. But yeah, not always the triple dip. Sometimes the best time is now. And there's a lot of people getting that card without a bonus just to cash out points. So, do the math on that to see if the extra 10% is worth it. But a lot of people do that.
Yeah, and if you time up like this, if you time it up right before the end of a quarter or the end of the half year, or however you want to work it, uh, then you can get like a little bit of a kind of like a mini sign up bonus from it, and you can do that where you take that extra one before when the annual fee hits because it rolls into the new quarter, half year, year, whatever it is, and you maximize those offers. And then you close it, and then maybe your spouse grabs it, and you go back and forth. And that's what we've been doing. Unfortunately, you can't do any type of referral to it like you can with other cards that you're taking for no bonus. At least you can get the refer a friend bonus. That doesn't work with the Charles Schwab Platinum. So this is the best way to try to make it free and then get the extra 10% on the cash out.
So, Mark, let's close getting a little bit unhinged. I just wanted to laugh on the last show. We talked about Benji flying first class with his family and the terrible food. And he reached out to us to tell us that we made it sound like the only thing he ever did was fly just for the food. Like this family in their, tank tops were going there just to fly the fancy food, expecting it. And then they got the cheese plate. And then he had to bring it up. And now I have to bring it up on the show again.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm thinking back. I don't think that's the way we portray it, but I could see why he would take it that way. We were just trying to tell anybody that's considering booking into business or like hasn't flown business, like don't do it for the food. It's not about the food. It's about the more comfier space. I like it, especially internationally, because you get off the plane first and you have the line for customs or whatever you have to do, the getting through that mess. If you're at the back of the plane, there's a couple hundred people in front of you. So that's like the main key purpose I like. I like getting off first and being ahead of everybody else. Of course, the more comfortable seat. Food is last. A lot of times I don't even eat. I even said in the comment on the YouTube channel that a lot of times I don't even take the meal and I just say, hey, can you bring the snack basket over and I'll grab a couple extra snacks? And I do that instead.
And just as a reminder, we have tons of articles every day. DDG writing up all the deals, Benji and Mark writing up a storm over there as well, Miles and Points, editorials, news, all the latest deals, things happening. We cover that every single day on milestomemories.com. So if you just listen to the show, watch the show, make sure to check out the site as well.
Yes, please do. We need those pennies.
So let us know what you guys think about anything we talked about today. What are your latest retention offers, your latest wins there? The whole AA business debacle. Did you get your 25,000 AAdvantage miles? And what have you been signing up for lately? Let us know down in the comments. We do 2 shows a week, and we'll be back on Tuesday with another show talking about travel and all that sort of stuff. If you haven't yet, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Talk to you next time.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Can't wait for the Benji message this week.
We're just going to keep this going.
The captain has turned on the seatbelt light. Please take your seats and fasten your